Hello and welcome to the Crumbs Doilies shop in Soho with me, Gemma. And I'm here to make you something very special. This is a new New York cookie. It's hot off the press. In fact, it's so new, it's not even in the press yet. It is our new flavour, which is a salty pretzel cookie packed full of white chocolate, caramelised white chocolate and perfectly salty pretzels. It's got a really wonderful balance of salty and sweet, which I just love. You're going to really love it. And the best news is it's going to be in the shop this week. So if you're in town, make sure you head along to Crumbs Doilies. Before I start though, a bit of a public service announcement. We've got another bake-along happening. So if you were around a few weeks ago, we did a live bake-along in this studio on YouTube, and there's going to be another one on the 22nd of June. So make sure you're subscribed to this channel and also that you're following us on Instagram, because that is where we're going to be putting all of the information about what you're going to need, what we're going to be baking, what time it's going to be and all that jazz. And there's going to be a live Ask Me Anything straight after that for Patreon Bake Club members. So make sure if you're not a Bake Club member yet, please do join us. It's really great fun there. We get to chat all the time. It's a really great way to support the channel. There's a few different options for you. So head over to patreon.com/Cupcake Jemma to have a little look and see which one might be the best for you. Anyway, shall we make some cookies? I think so. Right, so there's a few things to mention about this cookie you will need to have made in advance, because you probably just won't have them lying around. So the first thing is caramelized white chocolate, which is obviously one of our favorite things to play with. And we've done a few recipes that I'll put a link to the recipe to make this in the description box below, so you can have that. And also this stuff, which is toasted milk powder. Now, it's basically the same principle as the caramelized white chocolate, in that the milk powder has gone through the Maillard reaction, which is where the milk solids kind of brown and totally change their structure, but also, crucially, their flavour. So they become really sort of warm and nutty, almost malty in flavour, and give these cookies and a million other bakes just such a wonderful flavour that you just can't really fake or get from anywhere else. So you make that in pretty much the same way as you make caramelized white chocolate. You put your regular dry milk powder into a baking tray at about 120, and then you want to bake that for about an hour to an hour and 20 minutes, stirring it every 10 or 15 minutes, and eventually it'll go this lovely golden color, like really beautiful. So I'm gonna start by getting my pretzels ready. So we're using these pretzels, classic, you know, little salty numbers, the kind you'd have at, I don't know, a cocktail party or a soiree or on a plane, if you're lucky enough to be on one. And these are just the regular flavoured salty ones. And I'm gonna bash them up because I want them to be crummy. I don't want them to be dusty. And there is a bit of a danger with these ones because they are so dry if you do it too much. So I wouldn't put these in the food processor or anything. I'm gonna use my water bottle because it's just the right sort of amount of heft. Just bash them basically until they're all in little pieces. So I've got 60 grams of pretzels here, which is going to be the right amount for going in the actual cookie dough itself, but I'm also going to have about 40 to 50 grams extra to roll the cookies in, because we're going to roll them in the pretzels to make it uber pretzely, for maximum pretzeliness. I think that's a word. Next thing I'm going to do is get my dry ingredients together. So I've got 380 grams of plain flour. I'm going to add 60 grams of my delicious toasted milk powder, and then 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and then 3/4 teaspoon of salt. And then I'll just give that a little whisk just to help combine all those ingredients. Once that's nicely mixed, I like to get my eggs ready. I always like to get everything done up front because you don't want to overmix cookies. And I feel like helping it out a little bit with the eggs at the beginning does help. So I'm going to use 2 large eggs, whole, and also 1 egg yolk. And I'm just going to break those up with a little whisk, or you could use a fork if you don't have one of those, but get one because they're really handy. Great for all sorts of things. Right. So now we've got everything ready, we can make some blimmin' dough. It's taken its time. So I've got a new mixer, guys. Check it out. It's an absolute beast. So this is actually the first time I've used it, so I feel very lucky. But the first thing we're going to put in is butter. Now it's really important that your butter is really, really cold. So I've had mine in the fridge. I've got 230 grams, so it's rock solid. And if you're using a butter which maybe is slightly softer just naturally, like British butters tend to be a bit softer than French butters, for example, maybe even put it in the freezer. Or even if you're in a sort of warmer climate, maybe whack it in the freezer for a bit just to cool it down. What do we need next? We need sugars. So I've got caster sugar and light brown sugar. I've got 160 grams of each of those. And let's see, click, click. So we're gonna mix that slowly together. And what the paddle's gonna be doing is just breaking up the butter a bit. So we don't wanna try and cream it together or anything. We don't even wanna make it smooth. We just wanna break this butter up. Now, not much has happened, but you will see that the butter is still in big chunks, but there's still some little chunks, the sugar's getting involved. And then when we put the chocolate in, which is next, that will further break up the butter. So I'm gonna add my additions. So I've got 200 grams of my caramelized white chocolate, which I've chopped into massive chunks, 160 grams of white chocolate chips, and 60 grams of pretzels, which I've bashed up earlier. And then just get that mixing again on a slow speed. So at this point, everything's still really nuggety, everything's chunky, we've got these lovely big chunks, we've still got some chunks of butter, and that's totally okay. Now we're gonna add the dry ingredients, and that will help everything bind, so it will break up the butter a little bit further. And then again, just on a slow speed, get that going. And we're looking for a sandy consistency here. All right, this looks just right. This is a nice sandy consistency, as you can see, sort of, I don't know, damp sand. So now we can put the eggs in. And we obviously did half the work already, so pop that in. And again, just mix that until it starts to come together in big rubbly nuggets. Right, as usual, I like to dump it all out onto the counter. Just makes it all much easier to grab. And I have my scales, and I hope you do too, because by now you should have some. Because we need to make sure that these balls are exactly, well, or about 125 grams each. 125 grams, let's see if I've got it in one. You want to be minimal on the squeezing. You don't want to roll these guys, otherwise they'll end up being a little bit too compact and a bit too smooth. And also, the next thing we're going to do is roll them. So I've got my chopped up pretzels, there's about 50 grams in here, and I'm just going to sort of smush some of them onto the sides. Again, trying hard not to compact this ball too much. And then once it's covered, pop it into a container and just keep on going until all your balls are rolled. Right, these need to go into the freezer for a minimum of 4 hours, preferably more if you've got the time. Right, these have had 4 hours in the freezer, which is the minimum amount of time you want to have them in there for, really. Ideally, it'd be overnight, but if you're in a rush, 4 hours is your golden ticket. So now I'm just going to pop them onto my baking sheet. I've lined it with greaseproof paper, and I'm going to spread them nice and far apart because they do spread a little bit. And I've got my oven preheated to 190 degrees C. This is a fan-assisted oven, as per usual. And these need to be baked for 16 minutes, so make sure you set your timers. These smell so delicious. I don't know what it is about the caramelized white chocolate and the toasted milk powder. It almost makes things taste and smell malty, as if we've got malt in there. We don't, but it just smells really, really good. So I think I'm gonna have to have a go on one. Let's have a look. What's inside? Oozy white chocolate and deliciously, perfectly crispy on the outside, soft on the inside, just how I like it. Yum. That's so good. It's got the perfect amount of salt in it. Because those salty pretzels, sometimes they're like packed with salt, but we haven't added too much salt into the cookie itself, so it's just really nicely balanced. You get these crunchy little nuggets of pretzel, all of those lovely flavours coming from the caramelised white chocolate and the toasted milk powder. It's like a warm hug. I love it. Wow, I hope you enjoyed that. And if you don't want to make these, but you're in town and you just fancy one, we're going to have these in the shop all week. So make sure you head to Crumbs Doilies to grab yourself one. Also, there's going to be lots of new flavours coming your way soon as well. So make sure you're, I don't know, signed up to our mailing list, our Instagram. We'll be announcing them all in due course. And don't forget, if you want to join our live bake-along on YouTube, it'll be on the 22nd of June, a time which is yet to be disclosed and a recipe which is yet to be disclosed. So make sure you're following us on Instagram to get all the lowdown on that. And if you want to join us for the Ask Me Anything after that, then make sure you join the Bake Club. Not only is it you get access to that, you also just get access to me and the team and loads of great opportunities for behind the scenes stuff, and you actually get to chat with us. So it's really fun. We love it there. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please do give it a like down there by clicking on the thumbs up, and I will be back soon with another recipe. So see you then.